welcome to Furryearsworld. That one was more traditional. That one was more traditional there. Welcome back to Project Ozone 3. We are here. I'm not entirely sure what we're doing here. I've completely forgotten. It's been a while. It's been a wee while. One thing I will say, I've put some drawers on the mob Crusherminator and Destroyerminator. It's still churning away very slowly in there, but we do have one more drop of evil. Boop. We have one. Look, there it is. There it is in my hand. So what we could do is we can bladat a hole in the wall like that. Have we got that rock? We have got that rock. And we can toss that little bugger in there. And then we can back the hell off, close that up, and that should kick that bugger into top gear. I mean, I'm stood here and I can hear it doing it. I've never heard this thing work before. That is a first for me. I'm just gonna enjoy it and have a meal. Most of what comes out of there, we will not be able to filter or sort. I think there's going to be a lot of chaff comes out with everything else that is in there. But all these are set to voiding. I don't know whether we're going to get back. We are getting some bags. I don't know how the bag thing is going to work. Ideally, we need to be opening those bags or doing something with the bags. But yeah, we are getting stuff in there that. Most of it seems to be coming out. That's all good. That's all good. That thing's now in top gear. That is doing a job of work for us. I've been musing on how I can put a pipe feed from this into here, and I think it's going to be some sort of water thing, but not a problem. We'll deal with that when we need to deal with that. We don't need to deal with that right now. It's a job for the future. Ooh, we are out of power. Let's stand here for a little bit. Turn our reactor boy on, and we are back in the game. Look at that. Isn't that good? We just stand here, and everything works. It's amazing. Well, I say everything. This is the only thing that actually now works. I guess all the machines downstairs would work. I guess I suppose there's a background drain from the animal farm as well, because that runs off that small reactor. That small reactor does a job of work for us, doesn't it? It does do a little bit of a job of work for us. I've also made more plastic and stuff in here, and I think I've actually use this to make some transistors and capacitors, because I was looking at furthering my pneumatic craft adventures a little. But at the moment we are still looking at this stuff, which is go back one for me. This ember stuff. We made the ember extractor, which gets us the solid ember, which we need to take into the mining world. I'm going to say the mining world. And place in down at bedrock level, and hopefully get us some ember out of that bad boy, and then we'll need the ember extractor and the ember manipulator, and then I guess these other things as well. So let's have a look at the ember the ember extractor. Do we need ember to make the ember extractor? EMBER. Wow, typing in the wrong place straight away. There's the traditional error. Ember injector. Copper cell. I was too keen with the ember there, wasn't I? Way too keen. Ember activator. I think that is what we need. Iron plates. We should have some of them in there, but we don't have a furnace. Good to know. Good to know we don't have a furnace. So let's knock up one of these bad boys, because that's how we roll. Ember activator. Bosh. That gives us a ding. That gives us a true ding. We are also filling in content in the Ancient Codex, but I'll come to that in a minute. Because that's a whole new ball game, that one. So that's all done. We'll claim that, back that off. And then we need the Ember Manipulation. I'm not sure what this one does, but I'm pretty sure it's the Ember Emitter we need. I believe it is. Ember Emitter, Ember Receptor. Okay. They look like fun things to make. Ember Emitter. Ember Emitter. That's the one. And that's got a camite plate. We may have one of them. We do have one of them. We got 4 of those bad boys. Bargain. We got 4 of them bad boys. That should ding us a ding. It does ding us a ding. And my understanding is that Ember is a source of power that you push around with these transmitters and receivers. That is my understanding. So we want the refined pressure, which is going to be the pressure refinery. I see what they did there. That was clever, wasn't it? The pressure refinery, which is somewhere around here. Where are you? Which one of these are you? Which one of these little buggers are you? Ember ball, copper cell, copper cell. I'm guessing copper cell is some sort of storage. Ember funnel, ember tiny. I've probably already hovered over it and missed it. Huge ember output. I like the sound of that one. I do like the sound of that one. Oh, it doesn't have ember in it. That's why we're not finding it. Pressure. P-R-E-S-S-U-R-E. Was it pressure reactor? No, it was not. Refinery. Different word entirely. We find up until that F. We had it right up until that F, and then we lost it. Looks like there's a block of copper in this bad boy. That's a rare treat indeed, isn't it? We don't do a lot with blocks of copper. There you go. You got that thing. We will claim that. Go back. And then we need the copper capacity, which I'm guessing is the copper thing that we were just looking at. Copper cell. Yeah, that's the one. So we want the C-O-P-P-E-R copper cell, which is copper cell input, copper cell output. Are they from their modular diversity? Maybe we could use this power for other things, for good and evil. So we need a block of copper, which is no great shakes. We've got copper aplenty here at the moment, and then we need this bop. There we go. We've got a copper cell. So we've really nicely rounded out the tree here. The tree is nicely rounded out. What we need to do now, and we can make these ones. Should we make these ones now while we're at it? While we're on a roll. While we're on a roll, let's get them bad boys in the bag too. The reservoir. So we need a reservoir, a camonite ring, and a mechanical core. Okay, we've made the mechanical core. So we need a reservoir. A reservoir. Which requires a fluid tank, which isn't too bad. We can make that easy enough. And then Shazamo. We got the reservoir. Excellent. And then it is the camonite ring. I don't know what that one is for. Okay, we're typing in the wrong place again. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. It bugs me as much as it bugs the rest of you. So you know, camonite ring. Oh, we are way the hell down on camonite bricks now, aren't we? We are way basically in deficit for camonite rings. Camonite blend, we got some of that. We'll cook some of that off. That will hopefully help our situation. Sorry, I'm playing with my microphone. It's unprofessional. Unprofessional. Very, very unprofessional. You might notice as well in here, I don't know whether you will or not, someone might do. I've made that machine there betterer. The pulverizer is now a betterer pulverizer. It has the aspect of better about it, and that's a good thing, because the last one we had was a bit poopy. It was slow. It was basic. It was a basic machine, wasn't it? It did a job of work that we asked it to do. All right, let's get 8 of them, and then we should just now be able to go. Take these, turn these into these, boop, 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 like so. And we can go camonite ring, pachowki tank. There you go. Who doesn't love a pachowki tank? So we've done that one, claim that back. So there's only the mixer centrifuge. There is only the mixer centrifuge, M-I-X-E-R, which is that jobby there. He looks like he's relatively simple to do. Let's throw in a compass. Let's throw in a compass. And then let's throw in that. And then let's throw in that. There we go. So that should be... Claim that back off. Nicely rounded tree there. A nicely rounded tree. The next step is the dawnstone. Not entirely sure how we do the dawnstone, but we can get a little bit of help from this thing. I said we'd come back to this thing, and we are coming back to this thing. So we can unlock this, and we can right click to say, yeah, I've killed them, no problem. I've got the copper ore, no problem. I've made camonite, no problem. Sulfur is not a problem. I've made atmospheric gauges and hammers. These are important things I've made. Tinker's lens, don't really know. Don't really know what that one is. Pipe, yes. We could say we've done pipe, but that takes us somewhere else exciting. We can say, yeah, we've done pipes. So we've got the reservoir. Liquids, we just store liquids, basically. Boom, yes, happy with that. Then the reservoir. The reservoir is a simple means of storing large quantities of fluid. While it will only store about 40 buckets worth of fluid, by default, its capacity can be extended by placing Camonite rings atop the reservoir base by 40 buckets for each ring. The reservoir may only be filled or drained through the port on its bottom or through accessing a mechanical core. A mechanical core gives you multiple access points. Massive tanks. Camonite valves can also be added for ease of access. They hold the exact same amount of fluid per layer as regular Camonite rings, but they have 4 extra sides for fluid input and output. Okay, so we're comfortable with that. It's basically a storage system for fluids. I don't know what fluid we want to store, but that's what it is. Then we've got this. Storage bins, same principle but with fluid. You're storing a product, and then I'm guessing this is a dropper of some description. Don't really know. Not worried. Not worried. We'll tick on that one. Then we got this. Measuring cups. Just don't know. Just don't know. So we could say, yeah, we've done all this. Item pipes may be simple. I mean, I'm never going to use Camonite item pipes. Why would I? I've got other pipes. We know about the hopper, and we don't know drop down. Well, what's that one then? Control drops. Oh, I see. It drops things out of the storage repository. Okay, that might be interesting. That might be a wee bit interesting. So we know about them. Valves just give us readings and things. So if we go back one now, have we unlocked anything else? This needs Ember Activator. We have an Ember Activator. We have an Ember Activator. Where did that appear under this tree of shame and misery? Is it there? Tinker's Lens? Oh, is it that one? It's that one. Okay. Ember Bore, and then Ember. And then the Ember Activator. And we've made all of these machines. This tells us how basically we use these machines. So we take this. While at bedrock you may halt your advances downwards, it will not halt your machines. The Ember Bore must be fueled with normal furnace fuel items, so coal basically, and be placed in a position where the blades of the bore can touch bedrock. That's you know, down at bedrock level. When fueled, the bore will dig up ember crystals from deeper into the earth for your future use. Hoppers and other item transporters must be used to extract, insert fuel crystals from the bore. Okay, so we know that now. Then we get these. Ember bore excavation yields several curious glowing crystals. These crystals come in several sizes: a larger ember crystal, smaller ember shards. These crystals are clear evidence that the power of the core of the world both exists and can be indirectly tapped. That's fair enough. The Ember Extractor is doing that. Through the immolation of these crystals, you believe you may be able to activate the power within them for your use. Okay, that's fair enough. Extraction. The Ember Activator is an ingenious device that finally allowing you to extract the usable energy from ember crystals and shards. Simply insert said crystals and shards into the bottom of the device using a hopper or other item transportation methods. We can use pipes and things. It's just easier. And soon, marked by the fiery burst, activated ember will appear within the copper cage atop the machine. Cool. And then what? Then what do we do with it? Steam chamber. While the activator can refine crystalline ember, it produces only modest amount. The pressure refinery is a means to yield getting higher yields per crystal. That makes more sense when I read it better. It requires both water and ember to be pumped into it, resulting in a default of 1.5 yield from the activator. However, if placed on a metal block with lava or fire around it, it can reach up to 3 times yield depending on how hot the blocks are around the base. That's fair enough. We can make something that does that. And then this. Piggybacking for explosions. Ember is a highly energetic substance that produces heat both when consumed and when produced. It would be a shame to let that heat go to waste. By attaching this pressure vessel to the side of the ember consuming or producing machine, you can boil water into steam for other purposes, but beware that high pressure can cause... yeah, I mean, do we need that? I don't think we need that. So we can now go into this one. Ember transfer. Ember transfer, send and receive. The actual manipulation of your ember you receive from your activator or other refineries involves two main blocks: ember emitters, ember receptors. Emitters function as the sending end, obviously. Simply place them on a machine and they will suck out ember from a machine into their internal buffer. Then, while powered by redstone, they will periodically expel ember. So what is that? Emitters function as the sending end. Simply place them on a machine and they will suck out ember from the machine. Oh, so yeah, it on my ember activators I can have the emitter, is what it's saying there. That made no sense to me when I read it the first time. Worrying, isn't it? Receptors function as the receiving end. When they receive an ember burst from the emitter, they will push ember into the attached machine. No redstone required. Note that if ember is received but the receptor can't take all of it, some of it will be lost, signified by plumes of smoke and sparks. Okay. To link ember emitters and receptors together, simply shift right click with the receptor with your tinker hammer and then right click the emitter with the hammer. There is no distance limit to linking, but after an ember burst has been in transit for a while, it can fade away, losing all of its ember it carried. So there's no distance limit, but there's a distance limit. Well, that makes perfect sense. So we now know all about these things. Transmitting ember, and then I guess this is just storing it. The copper cell fulfills a very simple purpose. Ember can be stored. It can be given ember using an ember receptor, or have ember removed from it through an ember emitter. Note that when a copper cell is broken, it will retain all its stored ember. So we have a means to get ember into our world from the other world. We can stick it in the storage cells and just suck it up. So that seems reasonable. Pound it flat. The stamper does exactly what it says on the tin, I guess. I guess that's where that's going. Unless we absolutely need this, I don't see a point. We're going to build the ember extractor just to get the crystals. But other than that, I don't really see a point in any of this, really. It just seems a little bit pointless, but hey-ho. There's a lot more to it, to be fair. There is a lot more to it that we haven't even looked at. But our quest line, we want Dawnstone and some other bits and bobs. But I think we need to focus on that. So that's what we're going to do next episode. We're going to get us some solid ember, or we're going to try and set up to get some solid ember. So, from Furryearsworld for now, I believe we are going to go. That's a bit of a reedy episode, I apologise for that. We are going to go with a cheery old ta-ta for now.